Hey guys, post-production Aiden here, just to kind of say what's up. This was like my first ever attempt at interviewing someone, and I think it went all right. I'm really happy with the content that we got, and this is an amazing sit-down piece, but I don't think that I'm all that great of an interviewer yet because I'm just starting out. So please take all my head nodding, my mm-hms, yeah, and exactlys with a grain of salt. I'm still learning, and I promise I'm going to get better. And again, a huge thank you to Lemony Vengeance for taking the time out of his day on the final day of EVO to sit down and answer these questions and talk with me. An amazing guy, an amazing pillar of the community. Please go support him. With that said though, please enjoy this sit down with Lemony Vengeance. What's going on, guys? We're here at EVO 2025 Day 3. I'm sitting here with the man himself, Mr. Lemony Vengeance. This guy is a legend. Made my stick that was essentially, he gave me a stick, you made me a custom stick 10 years ago now, after getting bodied by 801 Strider in the opening match of Ultra Street Fighter 4 Pools in 2015.
Yep.
How are you doing, my friend?
I'm doing well. Doing very well. How are you doing?
I'm doing great. It has been an amazing weekend.
Yeah?
And I've just had a blast. I cannot tell you how good it is to be back at EVO.
Yeah.
Like, I was counting down the days for literally a year and a half. I booked my hotel a year and a half out because I wanted it to be cheap. Alrighty, we'll get right into the questions. First things off, what got you into fighting games? Like, whether it was, what was the first fighting game you played, or how did you find fighting games?
Well, you know, I was born in the 1900s, so you got to understand that. But I think just, you know, as a kid playing Street Fighter 2 Turbo on Super Nintendo, I think was my first start. But I really got into fighting games in 1998 when I got Killer Instinct on the Super Nintendo. Me and my younger brother would just jam out on that thing, and you know, it really left a lasting impression on me because the next summer my brother passed away with a head injury. So fighting games, especially Killer Instinct, has hold a very close place in my heart because it reminds me of the good times I had with my brother when he was still around. So I try to take that love and magnify it and push it out to everybody that I interact with, whether it's doing Fightstick mods, whether it's making wiring harnesses for these candy cabinets, or giving advice on, you know, how to maintain cabinets, how to do your own stick, where to get good parts.
Yeah.
I try to magnify that love in that direction because it's important to me. It was important to me with my brother, and I want it to be important to everybody else.
I gotta say, I teared up a little there, my man. Like, I just want to say, he would be so fucking proud. Like, and I'm not trying to get emotional now, actually, but like, seriously, my man, like, as someone who also lost I lost my dad when I was 4 to an OD.
Sorry.
And, you know, he wasn't like a big gamer or anything, but I have these very core, vague memories of him and I playing like PlayStation 2 games and stuff. And like, that to me is like what got me, that's what introduced me to video games.
Yeah.
So that is like, I just relate so much on the like putting good energy out there, putting the love out there, trying to let people feel that like the same good memories that you. I'm sorry, I'm bad at words here.
No, you're fine.
I'm getting emotional, honestly, trying to get this out.
It's all good, my man.
All right. Well, damn. We're starting off hot here.
Yeah, starting off hot.
Yeah. I guess segueing from that, how did you get into building sticks in modding, or building the wire harnesses for cabinets, maintaining cabinets? How did you get into that whole aspect of what you do?
So I really got into the stick modding scene when I started doing when I got my first cabinet. My first cabinet was a Blast City, and it started out with I wanted to play my Dreamcast inside an arcade cabinet, like an actual arcade cabinet, because it's like, look, I was a big Marvel fan. I had Marvel on my Dreamcast, and I was like, I'm sick of playing with a pad or an arcade stick. I want that real feel.
I want that cabinet feel.
Yeah, I want that real feel. So I got my first cabinet about 13 years ago, and then I was like, okay, well, there aren't any adapters out there to play a Dreamcast in an arcade cabinet, so I built my own. I figured out how to do it. I built the adapter myself, and then I was like, wow, this is really cool. So I showed it off, and then everybody else was like, bro, can you make me one of those? That is hot. And so I got $100 for my birthday from my parents, and I took that money, I built 5 controller adapters and turned it into $500. And then I built more controller adapters and more and more and more. And so now it's become like not just a self-sustaining hobby, but also kind of this little fledgling business.
Yeah.
So naturally, I was doing all these pad hacks for arcade cabinets, and a local guy to me, he's not here, but he's become my business partner. Jay Penguin, he runs 801.
About him.
Yeah, he runs 801 mods with me. And he reached out to me. He was like, hey, I know what you do for the arcade community. I need you to do that same thing for the Fightstick community, because we have a huge need for people to mod controllers to work with other consoles.
Yep.
And I said, okay, it's not too much different than what I already do. Let's do it. And that for a while there, I got really hot and heavy. I think for about 6 years, I was making Fightsticks pretty regularly, and working with him, and I encountered some personal turmoil that required me to step back from stick making in general. Not that the community did anything, it's just I had to step back. But I kind of said, hey, you know what, Joey, it's a great idea for you to take 801 mods and make it your thing, and I'll push business to you. So I'm kind of a silent partner. He runs ideas past me. I help him out with some troubleshooting problems. So I haven't done stick modding for a while, but that's how I got into it. It was kind of just a natural evolution of what I was already doing.
Okay. And then, where did you even learn how to build a cabinet? Because you said you built your first cabinet.
Well, I bought my first cabinet.
You bought the first one.
But I built my first adapter.
So where did you learn how to build the parts for these types of things?
I just figured it out.
Really?
Yeah.
You don't have any kind of background in electrical engineering,
Nope.
Nothing in programming, nothing?
No, absolutely not. Here's the thing, and I'm going to tell you this, and I tell this to everyone, but as long as you get past the fear of breaking something, because you're going to break something, and that's something that you have got to accept 100%. You are going to break something, and it provides you an opportunity to figure out how to fix it and then prevent that from happening in the future. So I had never picked up a soldering iron before. I had never, crimped a wire. I didn't know anything about pins, but I was like, if I'm going to do this, I'm going to do it right, and I'm not going to make this struggle stick that breaks every single time I look at it, So the fact that you brought this stick back to me, and you're like, yeah, this thing still works. I'm like, man, that makes my heart sing, dude.
Dude, of course it still works. You made it. What'd you expect? In your opinion, what do you think is the fighting game with the highest skill ceiling, modern or retro?
Oh man, Third Strike is one of those games that's easy to learn but difficult to master.
It is.
I think Third Strike is one of those games that has a very, very high skill ceiling. Just with the variety of cross-ups, I also think that 2013 Killer Instinct is a very difficult game to master. It is a blast to play, but when you incorporate combo breakers and shadow breakers and all of these other different mechanics, you have to make sure that you are aware of the combo that you're doing and how it can be broken and where it can be broken and what you need to do to block the breaker. That game, I'm legitimately sad that Killer Instinct is not more popular than it was.
Seriously, so right before I came out here for Evo this weekend, I was watching a bunch of Killer Instinct 2013 like TNS replays because I was like, oh, I haven't watched Killer Instinct. I remember like downloading that game years ago on my Xbox because it was free.
Yeah.
And I was just in awe because like half the time I didn't know what was going on, but they're like very slowly around like 2 hours into watching VODs of pros play that game in a competitive setting, I like was starting to pick up on things, and like you said, knowing where to break up combos with your combo breaker with the shadow stuff. Like, gotta say, I did not expect you to say Killer Instinct.
What game do you think has the highest skill ceiling?
If I'm gonna be on, I really think it's gonna be like Marvel vs. Capcom 2.
Oh yeah.
Capcom vs. SNK. Like, I would personally, I would go more towards any of the tag fighting games, just because of the insane, absurd BS that I have seen people pull off in those games. I saw an Iron Man Infinite yesterday in the Marvel vs. Capcom 2 finals or top 8 that blew me away because I don't know much about Marvel vs. Capcom 2, but I do know that Iron Man is really only good for his assist.
Yeah.
And to get him into a position where he can do that infinite is very, very difficult. That setup is not easy to pull off. And that the Magneto infinite in the corner where he's just going uppercut, like it's things like that where that to me is like the peak of like a fighting game player showing off like their skills. Like,
oh man, the biggest flex when I was a kid in the arcade was pulling off infinites during an ultra combo in the original Killer Instinct. It's like, you know, when they start that ultra combo and they're pulling it off and you're like, hey man, I'm gonna be here a while, why don't you go get a hot dog from the food court, you know?
You know, like, you're gonna cut back and then you're still in the fucking loop.
Right? They're at like 300 hits.
Yep, and it's just still going. It's not gonna end.
Yeah.
So I don't know how much you pay attention to like the way that controllers have been evolving.
Yep. I pay very, very close attention.
I figured.
Trust me.
I figured. What do you think? What kind of impact do you think leverless controllers have had on the FGC in recent years? Because it's only been fairly recently. The Hitbox debuted a good while ago.
Yeah.
I remember my uncle having one like when they were brand new in like 2016, 2017-ish. But the all button layout back then was still thought of, it wasn't known really. Like Daigo had that crazy hitbox that TOs were just like, you cannot use that, sir. Like, that is not okay. Yeah. What kind of impact do you think leverless has had, good or bad, on the FGC in terms of competitive integrity and just casual play?
Well, I'm gonna do you one better. I'm gonna talk about the business end.
Okay.
You know, the actual stick sales and modding and stuff like that. I'll talk about that later on. But to answer your question, what effect has it had on competitive play? I think it's really opened up the pool of players significantly. Primarily because you get these people who would rather have lightning fast inputs that are used to like typing on the keyboards and whatnot, and being able to do that with a leverless stick itself, I think it's fantastic. It's when it first came out, it was like, oh, that's totally cheating. But you know, it elevated the level of play in a world that was so obsessed with you got to have a stick, you got to have a stick and buttons. It's completely exploded, and now you have like you have cross-up setups where you've got like, you know, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 buttons on one side, and you've got the hitbox style up, down, left, right on the other side, and it's just wild to me. Not just that, you know, it back in the day when Full Schedule brought out his like one button tiger knee setup, that was like, hey, what the heck is this? Like, I learned how to do that mod, and I had like 5 or 6 people that day call me up and say, hey, can you add a Full Schedule setup? I'm like, yeah, I could do that, but dude, I got to tell you right now, they're going to ban that setup, man. And they did for a little bit, and now it's like, as long as it's not hitting like a macro, you're totally fine. But and that's only because like Street Fighter 4 brought in the fourth punch and kick button to signify the full 3-button press.
Yep.
So as long as you're not doing something that's like super crazy, you can have more than those normal standard 8 buttons.
Yeah.
As far as the industry goes, you know, having been in the stick modding industry, in the controller building industry prior to this, and still doing a lot of consulting for different retailers, not just for myself, but, you know, Focus Attack. I talk with Paradise Arcade Shop often, you know, just talking about that stuff, hearing about everything that's happening with junk food arcades and Hitbox. It's wild, dude. It is really, really wild. I think it's brought in a lot of new faces for people who just want to get in and play. It's brought a lot of innovation. I don't know if you've seen the Empress at Paradise Arcade Shop. It is super thin.
Oh, is that the little card one?
Yeah,
Or-
the super, super, super tiny one.
Yup. Yup.
And then you got, you know.
That's what
these
I okay, that's
setups
what I
right
was
here,
thinking about. That's
you
what I
know?
thought you were talking about.
No. Theirs are have like 30mm buttons. It is an actual like
It's just
leverless
like paper thing.
Yeah, but it's super small. It's thinner than your phone.
Damn.
Yeah. So there's a lot of innovation that's going around, and I think it's fantastic. It's breathing new life into the stick game. It's breathing new life into the fighting game community. It's making it more accessible for people who can't coordinate a stick and buttons, who just want to keep doing buttons. I mean, you've obviously you've got Brawly Legs doing his own thing with the accessible sticks that he uses, the accessible controllers he uses, and I think that's fantastic.
It is.
You know, it gives people more of an opportunity to get in and play the same way that people who've been playing for 20 years have.
I agree. I agree wholeheartedly with that. I was gonna say, well, like with the fully modular also, like controllers now, that shit's awesome. But also, I just bought a keyboard yesterday because I went and checked out the Octopus sticks that you guys had over at Paradise, and they were like, oh yeah, this is going for like $350, and I was like, whew, that's a little steep.
Yeah, it is pricey.
Hey, listen, well, it's a well-built machine. Like, I expect it to be cream of the crop, top dollar, but I'm a broke college student, you know.
No, I feel you.
Yeah.
You know, and the thing is, like, since we're talking about the Octopus, I built 400 of those. We sold 800 during the Kickstarter, and me and my boy Joey, 801 Mods, we built all of these sticks, sent them out to the Kickstarter people, and had a bit extra, decided to bring them to Evo. The stick is $450.
$450. That's
so it's a little bit more than what you stated, but it's compatible with like 15 different consoles.
Yep.
It's rock solid. It is the finest arcade stick ever built.
Yeah.
It is the most technologically advanced. It has all kinds of abilities, and it's expensive because you get a ton of stuff just with the stick. Ton of compatibility, the ability to play like 8-bit NES all the way up to PlayStation 5, and everything in between. Just about not Xbox One and the Series X, because you know Microsoft did their thing.
Yeah.
You know, that's fine. They can do whatever they want. It's their console, but it really put a damper on people who had sticks of our own. So, you know, I don't expect this to work on my Xbox anymore.
Yeah.
That sucks.
Yep, unfortunate.
But you know, it's worth every penny, and I've got to tell you, Justin Wong last night said that the Octopus was his favorite arcade stick that he's ever used. So that's a big feather in our cap.
I just want you guys to know it has the JWO stamp of approval, and if that means nothing to you, then I think you need to get your priorities in check.
Yeah.
Even though I'm a broke college student who can't afford it, still, if you can and you want a cream of the crop, like the best fighting stick that you can possibly get on the market, check out the Octopus stick. Seriously, it is sick. I will actually put links to it in the description. So go check it out.
By the way, trfightstick.com is the website.
You heard it here first, folks. trfightstick.com. Anyways, I got a keyboard here yesterday with the little bit of money that I did have left, which is, I don't know if you know what that is. It's a split leverless.
Yeah.
And I was messing around on it because I have hand problems. Like I deal with like joint issues and shit in my hands just from because I got the stick at such a young age, and I was stretching my hands to try and hit buttons and stuff and plink certain moves, that I just play very cramped on any controller now, because I'm still used to trying to stretch over, so I play cramped, and it's led to a lot of issues with my tendons and my joints. So I got that just because I can play more ergonomically, and it, gotta say, so far I'm really happy with it. But gotta say, you said the Octopus, is it modular, or am I miss?
No, it absolutely is modular. Yes. So if you're not a fan of Japanese levers, you want to play Korean, you can get a Octoplate is what it's called. It's just a top plate with the glass and the plate that holds the buttons and the stick. You can get one for Korean levers. You can get one for different button layouts. And if you're not a lever player, you want to play leverless, there's also a leverless option as well.
God damn, you guys covered every single base that you could have.
Yeah, we thought long and hard about the stuff that we wanted to put in there. The joystick mount inside there is also universal, so it will fit just about every joystick you want.
Go buy one. What are you doing? Go buy one. I guess we'll go into some wrap-up questions here. Okay. I don't want to take up too much of your time, you know. Right. You are a busy man, of course. But I guess we'll ask you a little bit more personal questions now about you and I.
Okay.
So if you guys don't know, I hate how I'm about to say this, but if you don't know who I am, my name is Aiden, or Skullzer. I, in 2015, got put on stage for the opening match of Ultra Street Fighter 4 pools, and got matched against 801 Strider Gustavo, triple perfected, 4 wiped, left with a smile on my face, and not much competitive drive in my heart, but I still was very happy that I got to be on stage. This man saw that match from home and decided, you know what, I'll let you take, that's my part of it. Right. I'll let you take over and explain your part of it.
Okay, so Gus is a local of ours in Salt Lake City, and I'm glad that he was able to advance. I feel like the matching was definitely way off. So, I didn't like the way that he popped off at the end, and I was just like, man, this kid, he's sitting there playing on a pad. We need to get him, somebody needs to get him an actual stick so that he can put stuff together and figure out and come back next year stronger. So I got with my buddy 801 Mods. We partnered with Anomaly Fightsticks to do some graphics for you. We worked with FocusAttack.com to get you some deals on some buttons and whatnot. We modded a TE Fight Stick and sent it to you for free. Well, actually, we first reached out to your parents, made sure that everything was okay, and we sent it to his mom. We sent it to your mom, and I'm glad that you picked it up. It's funny because throughout the years, I've been like, hey, I wonder what's going on with this guy, and you've reached out to me. We talked a few times, but here we are. Flash forward 10 years.
Literally 10 years since.
Yeah, since
that day. Yeah.
Flash forward 10 years. I'm sitting at the desk over here in the arcade trying to get something done, and up walks Aiden here, and he's like, hey, are you Lemony Vengeance? I'm like, yeah, man, I am. And then he pulls the stick out. It was like, oh, dude.
I got something to show you, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh man, it was like, Excalibur getting pulled out of the stone. It made my heart so happy, dude.
I love to hear that. And you guys at home, my cameraman Jay, who's filming us right now, I told him literally leading up to us coming out here, I was like, I gotta find Gustavo, obviously, get him to sign the stick.
Yep.
And then I have to find, because I was following you on Twitter, I was checking up on you leading up to this weekend, being like, is he gonna be there? What's going on? What's the deal? And I saw that you got here a couple days, pretty early, right? Because you were helping set up and stuff, obviously. He helped put on this whole arcade that you guys see here at EVO. If you guys have been here this weekend, Lemony here, these are a lot of his cabinets. A lot of these are his cabinets, and he has done a fantastic job. The entire arcade staff here has done a fantastic job, by the way. Please give them my regards and my thank yous.
Absolutely, thank you so much.
Of course. But I was telling my cameraman, I was telling my friend, like, I have to find you. I need to find the guy that made this stick for me, that reached out and did this super awesome, nice thing that, you know, I never would have expected that. I literally that weekend after that match, I was scrolling on Amazon looking at cheap $30 like sticks because I was like, everyone else has one. Like, I feel like that's what I need to be playing on. But no, just again, like I've told you this a million times this weekend. Thank you. Thank you. Like,
no, thank you. Thank you for staying in the game. Seriously, after an appearance like that, it would have pushed a lot of people to stop playing, and it just shows the drive and the determination, the fighting spirit that you have to continue playing.
Yeah.
And it means so much to me that you're still out there, you're still working hard, you're still competing, you're still taking your licks, you're learning, you're moving forward, man.
of course, you don't learn anything staying on the ground.
Yeah.
And you certainly learn a lot from getting triple perfected,
Yeah.
especially in front of thousands of people. Well, Lemony, it has been a pleasure. I
Yeah.
really, really appreciate you taking your time out of your day, not only to sign the stick that you made for me 10 years ago, but also to replace the very sloppy joystick that had definitely seen better days.
Yep.
And thank you for coming out to Evo. Thank you for putting on this entire arcade that we have here. Thank you for being you. Seriously, my man, thank you.
Thank you so much. It truly is my pleasure, and I'm honestly just happy to be here.
I couldn't have put it better myself, man. And still, he has the most firmest handshake. This guy has the firmest handshake. I need you to shake that camera, yes, because, yup.